We are live. Guys, come help us out. Oh my god. Come help us out at Patreon.
We are live. Raven, the GN Joe, 1/3 of the Sam, the legend behind the curtain.
We are live. Guys, I'm Joe, 1/3 of the Cybernerds.
And I'm Raven GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech, and today this is the review of Hotel Artemis.
Now, before we get started, can I just say Sophia Butella might be the baddest thing on the planet. She might be.
Why are you like this? Why are you like this?
Like what?
Always just
What?
the baddest, the nicest.
She is bad, bro.
I'm not
She's
involved.
like a broken sofa, fam.
Can someone throw a disclaimer at this guy, please?
What?
So now we're rating. Is that what you're doing on Cybernet? Rating women?
Whoa! I said she's like a broken sofa, innit? I didn't rate her a broken sofa. I said she's like one, innit? Like.
Yeah.
Right, let me put a disclaimer out there. Let me just do it anyway, just to be sure. Disclaimer: the views of Jay I Can Win, Joe, are not shared by the Cybernerds. Also, another disclaimer: I was not actually rating her. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, so this is directed by Drew Pearce, produced by Adam Siegel and Mark Pratt. We have Jodie Foster, Sterling K. Brown, Sophia Butella, Jeff Goldblum, Brian T. Henry, Jenny Slate, Zachary Quinto. This had to be one.
Wow, you was almost there.
No, it always happens. It always happens. Charlie Day and Dave Bautista. So, let's dive into the story. Who wants to go? I'll go, since everyone's being so slow. The story is that we're in LA. Right now, the state is in a bit of a madness. If you're rich, you're really good. If you're poor, you're fighting the police. There's riots. It's mayhem. And these guys, they're trying to do a heist at the moment. It goes south, and they end up in Hotel Artemis.
Alright, the reason I like this story, because I get a lot of John Wick vibes with the universe. Do you know what I'm saying? They set it straight from the beginning. In the movie, it's set in 2028, which would be 10 years from now. But in their world, they're a bit more technically advanced than us. Do you know what I'm saying? I liked that part of it. I liked that the Hotel Artemis was a real living, breathing thing that had been there for years and years, and that this underbelly, this underworld had known about. Like the mythology that they set up, love that. Get me? So I feel like the story is very basic. Do you know what I'm saying? But I feel like for what they're giving us, it all made sense. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think you guys touch on everything. I mean, this story kind of, to me, at some point, kind of felt like that Hateful Eight, where everybody's just in one spot and everything goes hair. It's like the Hateful Eight in 2028 sort of thing. You know what I mean? That's the kind of vibe I got from the story. Like you said, the whole world is pretty cool, but kind of felt short. Like, didn't really live up to what we started off with, and it kind of just dragged a little bit too long to get where we were, and the end wasn't as explosive as I expected it to be.
Bro, the movie's only 94 minutes, fam.
Still felt like it was dragging, bro.
Cool.
At some point.
Cool.
So, acting.
I thought the acting was decent. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Jodie Foster, I'm 50-50 on her character, innit? Because I felt like overall, I feel like it was a solid, good performance, innit? But the certain parts of the movie that, you know, the flashing back to her son, I felt like sometimes they was going to it too much. Like, I got it after the first two flashes, but she's having flashbacks all the time. But obviously, that is why she's got the whole traumatistic thing where she can't go outside, the panic attack, because that's probably what she's feeling. But I felt like they didn't have to keep going at it, like we got it. That was for me, but I felt like she was really good. Sophie Butella, she was really good. Sterling K. Brown, I thought he was good as well. I didn't like his brother. I think Dave Bautista stands out for me as probably the best actor in the movie. Not the best actor, but he does the most with what he's got. And Charlie Day, I'm just not a fan of Charlie Day, you know.
I must say Dave Bautista was definitely a surprise for me. I mean, usually he's more of like the muscle guy, but he spoke quite a bit more from what we usually get from him. I mean, the most I'd heard from him before was from Galaxy to Galaxy, and he was mainly just making jokes. But here, they gave him a bigger role, so I was actually pleased with that. Everything else, to me, acting-wise, it was okay-ish, and it felt more like a Netflix movie than a movie where we go to the movies. This just felt like a movie that should have gone straight to Netflix, fam. That's what I thought.
You're being so disrespectful, fam.
I'm not.
Bruv, the acting in this is the same level. In fact, the acting in this might be better than the acting in John Wick, fam. What are we talking about here?
I don't feel that way.
Bruv, no one in John Wick has more than 2 sentences in a row, fam.
But bruv, I'm not just talking about...
We're talking about the acting.
I'm not just talking about speaking, bro. I'm talking about the delivery of acting.
I'm done with you.
I'm not talking about just... We're talking over here.
Nah,
like,
fam.
It's a movie with mercenaries and criminals.
You're mad.
But, it's 2018, man. We're all mad.
So, yeah, I think for me, Jodie Foster like kind of steals the show. Yeah, she's the main cast, but her range from being this person that's a nurse, she's taking care of criminals, to having all these problems because of her past, like those kind of conflicts that she has, I was like, rah, she does it like really, really well. And I like Curtin Sterling K. Brown in this as well. Obviously, he was kind of the main protagonist in this, and yeah, it was like, it's good to see him in more roles other than Black Panther. Obviously in Black Panther he had like a short role and we didn't get to see him too much, but even in that he was good, and it's good to see him in more roles now that he actually has quite a bit of range, so I like to see him in that. I think the most disappointing is Zachary, because like, man can act, isn't it?
You thought Quinto was
like,
bad?
No, maybe I just didn't like his character in it. Like,
But you're not supposed to like his character though.
Oh, there you go then.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's done his job.
Well, there you
That's
go
what I'm
then.
saying, like, bro.
Some,
That's why I didn't even mention it, bro.
brothers, oh, daddy this, daddy that, and that line that was delivered by Jeff Goldblum, that was just...
Bro.
That was a dig in the chest. But yeah, for me, overall, the acting was alright. Yeah, Charlie Day though, like, you either love him or you hate him, and... Yeah.
Nah, you either hate him, fam, because he just plays the same character, fam. Like,
Yeah,
in this and what's that, Pacific Rim, he's the same dude, fam. Like,
Absolutely.
Allow it, man. You know what I'm saying?
So-
He did have some funny lines, but you just see Charlie Day in
That's
it.
it,
You don't
yeah.
see the character he's playing, fam. So
But no, yeah, I like that. And yeah, Dave Bautista, like, man's actually got range. Like, he's not just some one-liner guy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
you, man, are disrespecting Dave Bautista. Man.
Why?
Because, bruv, he's consistently been good, fam.
He's been consistently getting better. I wouldn't even say good,
Nah,
better.
nah,
Like,
see,
I'm not saying he's a dead. I'm not saying he's a dead actor. I'm not saying a dead actor. I think you're just taking this way too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might be giving him way too much credit for what I'm trying to say, fam. I'm not saying the guy is dead. I'm just saying that surprisingly, he moved on from those they usually give him, those 1-2 punch lines, bro. He was actually out there doing the most. Not just physically, but portraying the actual character. Which, to me, surprisingly, we got it.
I don't think
at some point, I mean, for the old rules he's been getting, at some point you'd expect him to get that, and he got in this movie.
I don't think it should be surprising, innit? Because
I was
when
surprised.
you see him in Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, man's good. Do you know what I'm saying?
I never said he wasn't good.
I know that. So to see him in this and for him to be good, that shouldn't be a surprise.
No,
'cause
I
you've
never
seen
said
him-
because he was good. Because the role he's been given is a lot more. Like, you know, it's almost giving like that little kid a little bit more responsibility. That's what they did to him, bro.
Yeah, like, I'm glad that they didn't just put him in the same boat that he would. Like, imagine man's a big man in it. Oh, you're just going to be a henchman. Oh, you're Guardian of the Galaxy, you're funny. Oh, we're going to make you do that.
Fam, he plays both of those roles in this.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, they just don't stick him in a box.
No. He's 100. Why are you, man? He's Drax the Destroyer in this movie, fam.
No,
Yes, he is. Are you mad, bro? Did you watch? He does exactly the same thing as Drax. He says these funny lines. Oh, I am a healthcare professional.
Yeah, and then there's...
It won't go over my head. I'm too fast. I'll catch it. If he said that in a movie, I would have been like, yeah, it makes sense,
But
bro.
there's certain parts where he was like, he had emotional range as well. I was like, oh, that's a good line that he delivered.
So you're saying there was a part where he didn't deliver a one-line joke and you was alright with it?
No, he did. But he did more than that. He did more than what he's
You
What,
man,
you boxed him?
I feel like you man are disrespecting Dave Bautista, innit?
I'm not. What? I'm saying
nowhere.
man has range, and you're saying I'm disrespecting him.
I'm not, Dave. If you're watching, yeah, because I know you plug into the cyber nerds. I believe in you, innit? I believe in you. I believe in you.
It's madness. It's a madness.
I say someone else. Anyway,
The heat wave, fam. It's
It
a
is.
madness.
moving on from acting, let's go on to the production of the movie. I like the world that it's set in. I like the way that technology is moving forward. Yet in the Hotel Artemis, they're still using old tech. I like that kind of mix. Even the whole aesthetics of the whole building, like it's been there for a very long time. You can see it's run down, this, that, and the other. But at the same time, like it's still a fortress.
Yeah, I
And then
mean,
the way they portray that and stuff.
yeah, I
pretty
mean, I'm
decent.
glad you touched on the hotel. To me, that's what had the most personality to me out of everything. Out of everything that went around, to me, the hotel had the most personality in it. Like, obviously, it's called the Hotel Artemis and everything around it. You know what I mean? Like, even with the I guess you could call it the artificial doctors. You know what I mean? The way they moved about and the rooms. I love the whole.
Call the name and then
Exactly.
add a painting.
Every room had its own, I guess, geographical place. The colours, everything, the music as well was on point with that. So that's what stood out the most for me is the production of this movie.
I really like the production as well, music, all of that kind of stuff. Like you said, the world building. I think one of the things where the production kind of dips for me is just that there's certain times where they just throw in these corny one-liners, like, I don't have a plan, but I've got a gun.
Yeah.
Freeze.
And then you see and he turns around. And
Yeah, like, guys, it's 2018, don't do that in movies anymore, please. So there's stuff like that. One of the other things I'm gonna write down as production is the climax of this movie is just not enough in it. Like for a 90-minute movie, I expect there to be of this vein. I expect there to be more of a build up to the action, and when the action came, I felt like it should have been more. Like there's like a 2-minute action scene, but there's a scene where there's action happening, but we're somewhere else watching something else. And I'm like, for this kind of movie, I feel like at the end you should have doubled down on the action. Give us this action. Oh, you think it's over? Even more. Do you know what I'm saying? And then ended, and it would have added another 120 seconds to the runtime, but it would have been very satisfying for the hour you just sat down and just heard all of the backstory, what led up to what we wanted to get in the first place anyway.
I got to jump on that as well with you, and that takes me back to my comment about this being feeling more like a Netflix part 1 to me sort of thing, because like I said, the whole environment just not giving us everything to us, and then you're right there, fam.
I'm good, fam.
Man's getting attacked out here, bro. Watch out for the mosquitoes, man. They're vicious out here. And then it kind of just comes into an end. It's just like, oh, is there another part to this? And obviously you see the switch on the end. It's like, so this is why I was saying, like, it feels very Netflix-it to me, where, we're going to get another part. So that just felt like, one of the episode. That's what it felt like to me.
I don't know, it felt like a Tarantino movie where it's more on the characters, the more on the location. And yeah, I wanted there to be a balance and then a disruption, then a balance. But there wasn't, for me, enough of that. So there was more dialogue heavy, there was more into the characters and stuff like that. And then we got the action so and so into the movie. But if there was more pacing between what you thought you might get, then yeah, it would have been a bit better. But no, it doesn't take away from the movie too much. It is more dialogue heavy, so yeah, do respect that, and it's decent for that. So we move on to the rating. Thoughts of the movie.
Thoughts was okay of a movie. The pace wasn't great. Decent acting overall for me. Like it was okay movie for me. I mean, I'd rather sit down at home and watch this on Netflix. I'm going to keep saying that because that's what it felt like.
I think this movie is good. I feel like there's just a couple things they could have added to make this movie great. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like it's got a good cast and they all deliver on what they do. I feel like the action in the movie, when it was there, is high level and great, but there's not enough of it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's just a couple things that it just didn't have to push it over the bar to be like really good. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll go agree on that. Like, I do like the characters in this. I wish some of the characters were a bit better, a bit more developed and fleshed out. That would have made the movie a bit better. If there was more action as well, I would have liked that. But apart from that, yeah, like, I do like everything. Like, I like the aesthetics of the movie. I like the actual wider world, the way it is. I like the way the characters are developed. And, yeah, it just needed that bit more tense, that bit more
Pepper.
That's it. And if it had that, then it would have been, mwah, you know what I mean? But it didn't have it, so unfortunately, the official TCN rating of the movie is a 3.5 out of 5 sofas. So that's almost lit.
Almost.
Almost.
You was
not there.
You was there. You was almost lit.
You was never there.
Someone just missed the pepper in it. Someone just didn't.
All the spices
Hey,
and everything.
you can't do
None
that,
of
man.
the things there.
Can't.
You missed it.
Can you imagine just like
No
not seasoning
seasoning.
chicken?
It was
Exactly.
fun.
Oh,
We had all the everything looked beautiful around the plate. But then no
with no seasoning.
seasoning, fam.
Hey, it happens. But guys, so that's the review of Hotel Artemis. Let us know what you think of the movie down below in the comment section. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on right now.
I'm Joe, one third of the Cyber Nerds,
And I'm Bravey GS.
I'm Mr. Blitz Tech.
and we'll see you on the next movie review.
Thank you very much, Joe. Peace.
Peace.